everybody, this is the Palace of Forest. I'm Old June. Today we are talking about the U.S. Secretary of State. The U.S. Secretary of State, in our term, is equivalent to a foreign minister. Recently deceased Henry Kissinger is the U.S. Secretary of State that most people know. He was an outstanding diplomat of the last century and led the thaw in U.S.-China relations in the 1970s. If he had lived during the spring and autumn or warring states period of China, he could have been a guest minister in the Qin Han Sui Tang Song Yuan Ming Qing dynasties. He would have been like a prime minister, especially a person second only to the emperor. A highly authoritative figure. Although the United States has 15 departments, the Secretary of State is head of the State Department, a very special position. Historically, we know the U.S. Secretary of State, like John Milton Hay, who according to history books, helped save China from being coughed up through his open door policy. In reality, this is quite a different story. The U.S. declared independence in 1776. By that time, the Industrial Revolution was already well underway, and the European powers have long been as superpowers. China, however, was just emerging as a big pie, ready to be divided. And the scramble was only beginning. Incidentally, this was another similar case in Europe, the Ottoman Empire. Like China, it was a declining medieval empire facing technological change, the rise of nation-states, the navy power, and the pressure of tradition and modernization. It struggled to survive in a competitive cycle where the weak were eliminated. Truly a tense and dramatic situation. During late Qing dynasty, China was on the brink of being carved up. Japan and Russia competed over the northeast provinces. Germany dominated Shandong, while Britain and France were at odds globally, but could be cooperatively twice in China. Later, parts of Indonesia were divided, and even small countries like Belgium and the Netherlands were nibbling away in the Far East. Unequal treaties became layers of shackles, eroding Chinese territory. In fact, when a person falls ill and the bacteria invade, whose fault is it? The sick person's or the bacteria? By 1890, the great powers were counting down to China's partition. The U.S., being a latecomer, wasn't yet ready. Watching China being divided, the American only just stepped onto the threshold. What to do? That's when John Hay open door policy emerged, advocating that everyone share the benefit equally. Taiwanese history book praised the U.S. for supposedly save China from being divided, but in truth, preventing partition was not the Americans' real intention. It was more like saying, everyone slow down. Wait until we, the United States, are ready before taking action. That's all. The current Secretary of State is Marco Rubio, 54 years old, of Cuban descent. He was previously a senator from Florida. He looks like a young brother, but having heard him speaking once, he is articulate, clear, and a formidable figure. However, he often operates under the banner of anti-China, pointing fingers outward. If someone cannot acknowledge their own weakness, can they really be called a hero? Rubio has 4 more years in office. We will wait and see. Thank you for watching. See you next time.